All right, 99.9 Punk World Radio FM. You guys already know what time it is. And right here, we are actually joined by a phenomenal musician. This individual is a member of not one, but two bands, but he is most known for being a part of the band Out of Time. We have Michael Forbes right here live on the air, 99.9 here in Prescott, Ontario, and of course, Facebook and YouTube as well. How are you doing this evening, Mike?
I'm great, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, man, you're most certainly welcome. I am super stoked to actually have you here. I've been absolutely loving what Out of Time has been doing within the music industry currently, man. So once I heard your music, I'm like, this is a no-brainer. I got to get Mike on Punk World Radio.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
But, Mike, I do know you're a busy guy, man, so I'm going to dive right into this. And I got to take you back to the beginning of your music career, man. And I have to ask, like, what inspired you and got you into the music industry initially, man? Because you're such a phenomenally gifted musician.
I appreciate your kind words, man. Thank you. Really, I mean, I got into music as a kid. My dad showed me Billy Joel when I was really little, and I fell in love with that. And then my brother and sister were getting me into like Green Day and Blink. But then I found New Found Glory, and like really everything changed from there. I'd always kind of like dabbled in playing music, but New Found was the band that really was like, yo, I want to do that. And then just from there, bless my mom for, driving me to different band practice or, sacrificing the basement at home to let us make all the noise we wanted. But, got to do a lot of cool stuff with it.
And also as well, just diving into New Found Glory, because I do know you actually had the opportunity to work with one of the members, Jordan of the band. Obviously not Out of Time, your separate band. You to me. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about working with Jordan of New Found Glory on the song Bigger Jaws. Like, what was it like just working with an individual that influenced your entire career?
It was really surreal. Like, I don't think it ever really hit me or ever will. He was super cool to work with, and Cyrus actually tracked his vocal part for us, and he was just so sweet to work with. It was really cool because Jordan, even when we got the vocal track back, Cyrus had some notes too, just like, hey, Jordan thought it would be cool to add this harmony here or this. So it was cool to see that they really did take that time. And again, like this is like the reason I really became a front man. So I was just like sitting in my bed listening just to like the solid vocal track. I'm like, holy crap, this is Jordan. So it was really cool, man. He had tattooed my wife and I when he was in Nashville, and I just figured I'd shoot the shot, man, and ask like, hey, what would it take? And he was like, I'd just be happy to do it. So we teamed up and made it happen.
That's pretty cool, man. Not only are you actually branded by a tattoo from Jordan, but he also slid on your song as well, man. You can't ask for a better individual to work with. I've heard nothing but great things from Jordan of New Found Glory. I heard he does stuff like that all the time, man. It's always great when punk bands actually have the unity that is actually in the punk rock community and just, come together and still help up and coming bands and individuals like yourself.
For sure. Like he's definitely, he's down for the cause, man. I mean, and if anybody knows what it takes, it was those dudes. So.
And also as well, jumping into the Out of Time days, you are actually a founding member of that band as well. I was wondering, how did you actually meet the other members? And of course, like what made you guys decide to come together as one to actually form this band?
So my wife and I moved down from the DC area down here to Florida, and I actually just put a couple songs like from like You to Me on Craigslist, just be like, hey, I just want to jam with people, just sing some songs, and our guitar player Justin answered the Craigslist ad, and him and I started jamming this, and we both found out we grew up on like the old like the drive-through records days of pop punk, like the heyday of that, because I'm a big movie life fan too. So, and we kind of just kept going with it from there. Kept writing songs that kind of like based off of what we wanted to play. Like we wanted to write songs that we would enjoy performing and recording, and it's cool to see what it grew into because it was really just for the love of the music, and now we're still here hammering at it.
And when you actually mentioned drive-through records, man, definitely like their roster list back in the day was absolutely phenomenal, man. My favorite was actually Alistair, man. I love listening to them.
I'm a big Alistair fan too. I mean, I don't really think there was a bad band on that label around then. Like, you look at the list and it's like Early November, Starting Line, Census Fail, just classic after classic.
Yeah, man, those were the days when labels actually, like especially a label like Drive Through, definitely knew who to get, who to market, and who to sign. Like you said, man, there wasn't a bad band on Drive Through Records. And honestly, if someone was to say they were bad bands, then you clearly just don't understand what bands they truly had. You clearly are just talking gas out your ass.
Oh yeah, dude, I lived for those compilations. Whenever Drive Through Records comp would drop, like, you know, it's just bangers. Actually, I want to go. Probably, I'm sure I can find the Invasion Tour comp on like Spotify or something these days.
And I think even Discogs has a few of them for sale as well. Because I was even searching just for old school like punk rock compilations, and some of them are absolutely ridiculously priced, man. For a CD, some people are selling them for like $500-600, and it's like, damn, dude, that's a lot of money. That's half my rent.
That's wild. I mean, Punkaramas, they were a saving grace for me too as a kid. The Punkarama compilations from Epitaph, those are always fun.
I honestly, I know it's obviously mainstream kind of ones, you'd see them everywhere, but I always like the Warped Tour ones as well, man. Because then, if you've never got a chance to actually get to the Warped Tour, you can at least listen to all the bands that were performing that year.
Absolutely. I mean, and with those, it got more and more eclectic over the years. It was really just something for everybody who was really into any of the like punk rock counterculture.
And also, while we're actually on the topic of record labels and just records in general, you guys are actually currently signed to Rival Recordings. I was wondering, how did you guys actually land that deal, and of course, ultimately get discovered by Rival themselves?
So we when the pandemic had hit, we made it 2 shows into an East Coast tour, and we were like, well, it seems like we're gonna have time on our hands, so we just hunkered down and worked on hammering out a full-length record, and we actually sent it over to Revival. They were really cool about getting back to us, and we could tell they were interested. And Sean, who was like one of the owners of Revival, is actually in that band Alisana, and he's a really big Drive Through Records fan, which kind of drew them to us. So it's been a cool partnership for sure.
Yeah, the COVID pandemic was definitely just a wild time for everyone, especially bands and artists like yourselves within the music industry. Like, obviously you were in the music industry before COVID and before the world went absolutely crazy and nobody could like wipe their butt for like 3 years because of the toilet paper shortage. But aside from that, man, like, how did you guys actually adapt during the pandemic? Because I do know it was like rough for some bands, but other bands found honestly it very easy to actually find inspiration writing music when you couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and technology was our friend. We were able to just like send ideas back to each other, and it was great. We were, I mean, the pandemic wasn't great, but like our system was great that we had going, just to work together and really finalize it. And once we got to like come together to track it or like rehearse it, we were really able to, we already knew what to expect because we had played with each other before, and then writing kind of from distances was super beneficial for us. But it still like it was a rough time because we did like the live stream stuff a couple times, and there was a period where we were worried like, crap, hopefully this isn't like the new normal for performing, and thank goodness it wasn't.
Yeah, like I will admit, I actually bought tickets. In a way, I would feel like in a way I will say I kind of feel like a schmuck because I actually bought some concert tickets that were like just live streaming, and I got to say it just did not feel right sitting on my couch watching one of my favorite bands play. Like, I felt like I was supporting, which is good, but on the other end, I was like, man, this just feels weird, man. Like, I couldn't really engage with it. I felt like I threw in one of those old DVDs where you actually watch your favorite band perform on a DVD.
That was fun too, though. Those days you get, but like you're absolutely right, and it was the same for the band. Like, no matter what the show is, you're gonna feed off the energy of the people in the crowd. And we just didn't have that. I'm glad it didn't stay that way, but yeah, I get the feeling because I did the same thing. It's I mean, I was like, oh, I want to see how I'm going to go watch Newfound Glory's live stream or watch Vinny Caruana play some songs on a live stream, and that was cool. And yeah, it's cool you mentioned that because it did remind me of the like when you would get the DVDs back in the day, or like you get the deluxe edition of a CD with the DVD, because it was always cool to get that look in at the like at your favorite band's like background and things. But definitely not for the pandemic. I'm glad we're back at it.
And I really hope those days just stay very far away and we continue moving forward, man, because I think that was just such a weird time for everyone, man. It just needs to go away and stay there.
No, I 100% agree.
And also on May 6th of 2022, you guys actually released the amazing 11-track album titled No Boundaries. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about this amazing album. And of course, is there actually any hard copies available to be purchased today, if there is still any available?
Yeah, so it was cool because the name No Boundaries kind of tied into, you know, how we found a way to make it work during the pandemic, and it really, you know, didn't hold us back, at least creatively during that time. But we do have actually I'm sitting next to a stack of some CDs. We'd love to have it on vinyl. Hopefully that's something that'll be coming soon. But yeah, we definitely have CDs available for purchase. Of course, it's on streaming, but I always appreciate anybody who's still buying physical media.
Yeah, I got to say, me myself, I'm a huge CD guy. I mean, I don't know. I like bringing them with me in the car, and even just that, you could actually get to read the booklet, read the thank you notes. I find it brings you more closer to the music. Like, yeah, you can read the credits on like Apple Music or Spotify, but it doesn't feel the same, man. I need that physical media. If I'm a really big fan of a band, I need that physical.
I agree, man. I'm the same way. There's always something so cool about what goes into the artwork, and you know, reading the booklet, seeing the credits, you know, seeing who did a guest spot on, you know, what song. So I'm a fan of it too.
And I think me personally, I just cannot get over how Spotify pays you guys. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I think it's like a quarter of a penny or 0.003 of a penny. I would much rather just buy a CD from you and boom, there you go. That way you're getting dollars rather than like millicents.
And I agree. I appreciate it, man. And I'm sure all the other, speaking for every musician out there, that's a hard agree. I saw that they were bumping up their prices recently. I was like, can we get a cut of that? You know?
Yeah, they're definitely sitting on I would say at least over $1 billion company and giving people cents. I mean, it's highway robbery, man. I don't know how individuals like that don't get sued, in my honest opinion.
Hey, it's capitalism, I guess.
But also as well, man, April 7th of 2023, you guys actually released your most recent single titled Hand in My Pocket. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about this particular single. And of course, where can we actually buy or stream it today? If we haven't already done so, obviously.
So yeah, Revival was putting out like a 90s grunge compilation with all their bands. And we chose to do Hand in My Pocket by Alanis Morissette. And I mean, we're big Alanis fans, you know, 90s grunge fans. So it was a lot of fun to do that cover. And I think it, you know, let us shine in some of our, you know, most important areas. I think it is, recording wise, I think it's our best recording. So it's something to outdo from here, but it can be streamed really anywhere. Physically, I don't think there's any physical copies available of the compilation, but you can go to our Spotify, Apple Music, on YouTube. You can absolutely watch the video for that there. Our good friend Nick actually did the video for us, and he did a great job.
And this one question I actually have is from a couple fans, because once I posted the flyer on our Instagram and Facebook this morning, I had individuals actually reach out to me, ask me if I knew if Out of Time was actually going to be releasing another album this year in 2023. And I told them, I'm like, well, I don't know. I can't speak for them, but I do have Mike coming on, obviously, so I figured bring it up to you. So to answer this question for the individuals that reached out, do you think Out of Time has another album actually coming out this year, or at least in the foreseeable future?
Not for 2023, but 100% in 2024, you will get a new Out of Time record. It's in the works. We're having a lot of fun writing it. Really proud of the song so far. I don't think I can say yet when somebody that we've been working with on some of it. I'll reach out to you once I can share more. I got you on that, and maybe if you'll have me back, we can chat it up around that time too. But I can definitely tell you I'm really excited for it. It's still pop punk, but it's more mature sounding, and I think more on along like the punk side of things.
Oh, definitely, Mike. I'd love to have you back once the album does get released next year. And of course, to the individuals that got their answer, good things come to those who wait. So be patient and then just enjoy the projects they already have out.
Yeah, we got some cool stuff up there, and hopefully we'll have some more to share probably towards the the last quarter of the year. But a lot of cool stuff to look forward to, and I'm stoked for people to hear what we're working on.
And obviously, we just spoke about the album that is coming out definitely next year, 2024. But what is next for yourself, Michael Forbes, and of course, the rest of Out of Time? Like, is there anything we happen to miss during this evening's interview? Like, anything else you still want to touch on, talk about, or promote? Well, we still got you here live on 99.9 FM this evening.
I would just, I'm really looking forward to playing Fest this year in Gainesville. I've always, it's really such a cool roster of bands. There's tons of bands, but this is the 21st year of it, and I mean the roster gets cooler and cooler every single time. So if anybody's traveling to Fest in Gainesville this October, we would love to see everybody. Come say what's up at the merch table. We're very approachable, and we'll probably talk your ear off more than you want to talk about. So we're cool, chill dudes, and yeah, if you're at Fest, come say what's up.
And also, Mike, obviously I know how to follow you on social media because that's where we actually got linked up and set this interview up. But for the individuals that might just be discovering yourself and Out of Time this evening, how can they go about following not only yourself, but Out of Time on all social media platforms?
You can follow Out of Time at Out of Time FL on all social media platforms. I am at Mike Forbes 37 on Instagram, and Facebook are like the only socials that I personally have, but the band is on all socials. So follow Out of Time FL, and you can follow me at Mike Forbes 37 on the old Instagram.
And I got to say, first and foremost, Mike, thank you so much, man, for giving not only myself, but the radio station airways a bit of your time here this evening, man. It was such an honor speaking with you and just learning more about both of your amazing bands. I'm super stoked to hear the album that does drop to the general public next year. But for now, man, definitely have yourself a phenomenal Wednesday night, and I'm pretty sure we definitely shall talk again soon.
Sounds great, man. Dude, thank you so much again. Thank you to anybody that listened. But I had a great time, man. Hopefully we talk soon.
Hey, most definitely, man. My DM's always open, man. So, and of course, also, man, if you want any more music placed in the station's rotation, definitely just send the MP3 files my way, and I will get that spinning, man. If you send it, we here at Punk World Radio FM will spin it.
I got you. Absolutely.
Sounds good, Mike. We definitely shall talk soon, man. Have yourself a great night.
Likewise. Thank you.